All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Everyday Upland. As you see it here, Upland has a new update for today. I don't normally do treasure hunts, but if you look at the rewards, it's something you may take on. Um, it's something, like I said, I don't really talk much about treasure hunting and I don't do a lot of treasure hunting. But when I first started the game, and I got to understand the game a little bit, I kind of learned from some of the other YouTubers who started way before me that it's a good idea to set up like a treasure map. So whenever you're in a city that you can afford to buy a lot of properties, it's always a good idea to try and create a treasure map for yourself. I have a lot of properties in Queens, but to be honest, it's only a certain half of Queens where majority of my properties are. So right now, I'm not showing it right now, but I am heading to Cleveland because that's where I first started in this game, and I spent a lot of money in the game because I didn't really understand, but I was just buying up properties and I ended up creating a treasure map based on what I learned from other players on YouTube who were talking about the game, and at the time for me to get an understanding of the game. So this now, Upland has come out with this thing called Freedom Fest, where you are on like a treasure hunt. I tried it the last time, but I didn't understand the whole concept or how it worked, but you're on treasure hunt for like half an hour straight. So obviously it's gonna all be based on who is at the top of the leaderboards and just hunting and hunting for half an hour straight. You won't be paying any not cent. You won't have to worry about cents. Right now, I only have like 5 or 6 cents, so like it wouldn't be helpful for me to do a treasure hunt with those type of cents that I have. But Upland has gotten rid of that, but you still have to pay the visitors fee. In Cleveland, the visitors fee can vary between 10 and I think 50 upics. I'm okay with that. And I'm one thing I'm really happy about, before I even go on about how it works, is I like this part of it, the rotating schedule of how they have it, right? So Cleveland's a tier 4, and this is another thing that I'm really thrilled, and I'm so happy that Upland input this into the game, because I was always wondering, like, how do you know what tier of city you're in at the time? Well, Cleveland is a tier 4 city, right? So that will be activated tomorrow at 6 a.m. in the morning. Good thing I'm already up way before that, getting ready to head out of the house. So once I'm settled in at work, I'll be able to start it, because it's about a 2 hour period where you get to hunt, right? Half an hour at a time, but it goes for about 2 hours. So this one will start at 6 a.m. Let me check. Hopefully, Pacific time. Okay, so that's probably about 9 o'clock my time. I got to look. I think it's about 9 o'clock. So okay, even better. 9 o'clock my time for about half hour. You'll be able to hunt as much as you can, and that will go on till 11. Sorry, 8 a.m. Pacific time. So this is all in Pacific time. So that will probably be about 11 o'clock for me. Like I said, I'm in Cleveland. It's a tier 4 city, and, and these are the rewards. So you will most likely find the barbecue chest majority of the time. But once you become lucky enough, you will be able to find the fireworks chest. So for Cleveland, that's a tier 4 city. That's 4,000 upics. LA and what other city? And Manhattan is a tier 1, so that's 10,000. So good luck to all those players that are in LA and Manhattan and have a treasure map so they can move all over the city at a lower cost, because that's what it's about. You don't really want to spend a whole lot of upics and only get 250 or in my case, I'll only get 100 UPIX, right? That's just two locations or two visitor fee right there in some parts of Cleveland. And you don't really want to be spending. So it's great to have a treasure map. Um, so right now, like I said, I'm on my way to Cleveland because that's where my treasure map is. Unfortunately, it's not one of the top tiers. That's a part of the game I didn't really understand at the time. And you know what? I may have to do a video about that in the future about creating a treasure map in at least tier 3 and up. Tier one, 2, 3. If you can keep in the tier 3 cities, right? So tier 3 cities, oh, it doesn't say here, no tier 3s. I guess it would be the other cities. Why doesn't it? Hold on. Am I seeing something here? Well, I don't know. I guess there's no tier 3 cities, right? So you'd only have to do it in a tier 2 and a tier 1 city. I just realized that there's no tier 3 cities. Maybe one of these international cities would be a tier 3. So a tier 1 and a tier 2 city. So tier 2 cities Nashville and Queens. Tier 1 is Manhattan and LA and Inglewood. So those are the highest rewards right now here. The basic treasure is 200, but if you're able to get the fireworks chest, that's 8,000. That's really nice. But unfortunately, I'm in the tier 4 city, so the highest I'll possibly be able to get is 4,000 UPIX. And to be honest, there's quite a few players who make hundreds of thousands of UPIX on a daily basis, just treasure hunting. They make like I see some of the numbers, and these guys are making 150, 160, maybe even higher than that, just treasure hunting. And that, if you're able to put in that, like if you dedicate a month of treasure hunting on a daily basis, 7 days a week, I don't know, 2 to 3 times a day. You're spending maybe half an hour to an hour, 3 times a day, treasure hunting. You should be able to get up to those levels because the more you do it, the better you get and the faster you find treasures because you'll be able to read the arrow a lot better. One part of treasure hunting that I haven't seemed to figure out yet is that I think it's like a hidden treasure where it gives you some idea of where it is, but there's no arrow to direct you there all the way. But at the end of the day, that's okay. I will be taking part in this. Um, the rewards for me is all right, but it's okay. So let me explain. So how it's gonna work is that so starting tomorrow at 6 a.m. in the morning, um, you you can also actually possibly the Freedom Fest 22 Block Explorer. So you can win a Block Explorer, UPIX, Spark, and grab a lot of other things just by being on the leaderboards if you're that good. But I believe the guys who do this on a regular basis are going to be at the top of the leaderboards. I just want to play somewhere that hopefully could qualify me for another Block Explorer. I just got one recently, and it would be amazing if I could get another one. Um, but yeah, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna hunt as much as you can, as many times as you can, and once each time it spawns, you have to pay to respawn, and the payment is only like 10 UPIX, so it's not gonna be that much. It's just right here. Um, and just do it. The goal is to get as many fireworks treasure chests as possible in this. So it's going to be awesome. I'm taking part in this one because of the rewards. And you know what? Because Upland is kind of in a little slow period at this time, treasure hunting is a good thing to do in the meantime until a new city is open. Because if you're able to get good at it in that time period, you'll be able to make quite a bit of UPIX based on what city that you're in. Because a lot of the guys who make all those UPIX are usually in the tier 1 or tier 2 cities, most likely the tier 1 cities. But it's still good. I like the fact that Upland is bringing the treasure rush back. I did try it before, but I didn't know at the time that it lasted half an hour, but now I know I will be taking it on. So this starts tomorrow at 6 in the morning and at ends on Saturday. So this is a nice little event that Upland has going for us guys to participate in. We'll see what we'll get for the Block Explorer. It would be interesting to get another Block Explorer to add to my collection because I want to build up my assets and yeah, like that's what is the best thing to do right now when the game is a little slow. All right, guys. So hopefully you guys can take part in that and hopefully I don't think okay, what up, Wolf Warner? Rutherford is not there. I don't know if Rutherford is a tier 3 city. They didn't identify any tier 3 cities. Um so something to consider. Go on the Upland website and check it out and try and hopefully you have something close to treasure map in that city so you can take advantage of that. Hey Lone Wolf, thank you for coming on, man. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate it. Yes, a good work on the channel. Any tutorials you can recommend on treasure hunting? I never can do it. Well, I'm not the greatest at treasure hunting. Like I've only really participated whenever they have Upland has a challenge, but it depends on how fast you are, obviously, because some people may be a little bit faster on the computer because the map is so much larger, but on the phone you can move around quite quickly. And the key is not to spend too much UPX because the rewards on in certain cities can go from very low to not well very low to mid level. Because as you see here, let me go back here where it shows even a tier 1 city, you're only going to get up to 250 UPX at the lowest, right? So you want to have other properties. I wish I had seen this earlier. I would have no Rutherford. Yeah. So yeah, I guess because Rutherford is so small, they don't want people to all go to the small cities because you'll be able to find treasures a lot easier in the smaller cities. But take note from this event, guys. I'm telling you this. So if you have extra UPX, tier 1 and tier 2 are the best cities to set up a treasure map. And how you set up a treasure map, let me okay, I'm still in route, so I have to switch it back to I can give you a quick tutorial right now on how the whole treasure map things work. So usually, unless it's under certain some. Well, what about this circumstance? Like, look at the rewards you're able to receive depending on what types of city, right? You're gonna find the barbecue chest all the time. The fireworks one, if you're good enough and you're able to find plenty of those, the UPX rewards aren't so bad, right? Except for the tier 5, it's only 2,000. I'm Cleveland, which is where I'm heading right now in the game, is 4,000. I'm pretty good with that. Because I already have a treasure chest, so I'll be able to maneuver, and it will cost me a whole lot less. Because if I find a lot of these, I'm only getting 100 UPX. But at the end of the day, it's all right. I can deal with that. But it's best for you. Let me switch this off quickly. Just bear with me for a second. Um, start share. There we go. Okay, so this is my treasure map in Cleveland, right? This is okay because I still have a lot of gaps, like the downtown area, because it's a collection. I didn't purchase any properties there. In a lot of the areas where I didn't purchase any properties are collections, but I can do fairly well with this. So the ideal format to set up a treasure map is a triangle, right? So you do one here, one here, one here. Always do a triangle, right? Or you just do the 3, but it's the idea of a triangle. and you do that throughout each city that you go in. Let me pull up the borders so you guys can see how it looks. Okay, come on, load up. Right. So there we go. So I'm all over. I still have a lot of gaps in certain places and stuff, but at least I know I'll be able to move around the city and it won't cost me a whole lot. So the whole idea is, like I said, is to build triangles from, excuse me, from one end all the way down to here, in the middle, of course, all the way. So you always got to try and make everything a triangle. I kind of tried it here and there, but I didn't really do it. But this treasure map is okay for me. I'm still able to get what I need without spending too much UPEX. Well, the thing is, it's really hard to. Oh, sorry. It's really hard to make a treasure map in a new city because everyone is hunting for the next best thing, right? Everyone's hunting for the possible collections. So in a new city, you'd have to do this after everything kind of calms down because the prices in certain areas are going to be absolutely ridiculous. And you're not really thinking at that time about setting up a treasure map while you're trying to hopefully get a possible collection. So it's a little bit hard to do it during a new city. You'd have to wait until that whole period where, or after. I think you'd have to wait until after the collection is revealed. Hopefully, you have properties scattered all over the place and stuff like that. And then you just have to like fill in the gaps or extend out to other areas. But you don't want to necessarily do it in big cities. It's very hard and it's going to cost you a lot of UPEX. But this is why, like, I spent a lot of UPEX in Cleveland when I started the game, and this is what I ended up with, right? And then I just liked one area. See, so this is the ideal setup, right? A triangle there. I should have done another one here. I should have one here, and another one anywhere in here, and probably here, and so on and so forth. And even down here, maybe one here, and probably one here. But I did sell some of the properties here in Cleveland, so that's why and I didn't buy a lot of areas because some of these I think Ohio City is a collection, so everything here was expensive at the time, and I just wasn't willing to pay the UPEX for it. But it's something to consider whenever you are in a new city and you've done all you can do, and then you try your best after all of that, trying to figure out what the collections are, is to set up first. Actually, you have to figure out what tier that city possibly may be in, and then you set up your treasure map, right? So once you figure out what tier it is, because there's a difference, as you can see, in the amount of UPEX you can earn, right? So Lone Wolf, I hope that can help in how to set up a treasure map for treasure hunting, because that's key. It's a lower cost than actually treasure hunting in a city where you only have, like in Queens. Let me show you my Queens setup. So see, Queens is a, I think it's a tier three tier. I think it's a tier two city. But look, I have this whole section here, right? Nothing. I don't have anything. All of it is just on one side, right? And just a few down here. So Queens is very large, right? Hopefully I got it right. Maybe I got it wrong. I don't know. Maybe this could be another area. I don't know. I'm not too sure. But I don't have it all over, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Wolf Warner. This is all Queens right here, right? This is all Queens here, right? I believe so. So if if you have the UPEX, yes, spread it all over. But if you really want to, I think Manhattan I think this is Manhattan. I'm not really sure. I'm not the greatest when it comes to yeah, Manhattan. Yeah, this is the area. This is a tier one city. This is where you want to really have the treasure map and do your treasure hunting here, because this is where you make all the big dollars. But if you're in Queens, you still can do all right if you have it all over, right? So that's what is something you guys have to work on, so you can do well whenever upland have these type of challenges and they increase the reward. So yeah, yeah, so that's all I really have on the whole treasure hunt and treasure map and setting up for challenges like that. My next thing that I want to talk about is the Creedmoor node. Creedmoor node is open to new people who want to get in. Okay. It's best that you get in, check what the floor prices are. I will let me go to where it is. Okay, so the where am I? Yeah, okay, here I am. Okay, right here. So right here is section number one, right? This is what everyone they're working on a lot, trying to get as many structures built. So this is section number one right here, okay? This here, this whole area here is section number two. So they're hoping to get section all the way down to 87th Street. Then they're hoping to get all section 1, 2, and 3, every property built and structures built on these properties by October of this year, because that's when the node will be in full effect. Um, it's being promoted heavily. A lot of people are talking about joining. It's something that if you have UPIX and you want to be a part of it, it's a good thing to get in. Get in early. You still have a lot of time before the node is fully completed. These guys in section 3 are starting to build up structures right now. So there still needs to be a lot of work down here. I have a structure being built right here and 2 more down here that I eventually want to start working on. Um, so you guys can jump in. Also, there is a meta venture coming to the node. Okay. The Creedmoor node is working with I have it here. Just give me 1 second. Let me pull up the conversation that ah come on. Here we go. Okay, so oh no, not right now. 1 second, guys. Okay, so they are working with ultra rare UK NFTs. They'll be setting up a gallery in the Creedmoor. So they focus on like a horror style art. So they'll be displaying and selling those types of NFTs in the Creedmoor node. And if you're into things, into that type of art, Creedmoor is the place for that. There's a lot of big things coming in the Creedmoor node. It's just that it cannot be really talked about yet. And a lot of big things are coming for Upland that can't be revealed at this time, but it's a wait and see because it's gonna be good. I can guarantee you that. This node right now is doing a lot. The people within the node are very, very cool, very easy to talk to. They'll answer all your questions. They'll give you whatever information you need to be a part of the node. They have guys that are selling ornaments already, the Halloween ornaments from I think 2021. So you can decorate your home and everything. I believe that's what these markings are on these homes. Maybe not. Maybe it's just my computer. but just this weird look, black and white thing all over the structures. But these ornaments will be on all of these properties by Halloween of this year. So you guys have to still have some time. There's still a few stuff for sale. Even look at this. I don't know how much this one is. Oh, never mind. That's a lot. Right, but there's still some properties here for sale. The prices are quite high. The floor is very high now in in um in Creedmoor because it's been see this I think this is the cheapest right now. It's 40,000 UPIX. So you still have some time to get in before the prices increase even more. And I'm telling you, it's going to increase. So you guys get in soon as possible. When I got in from the very beginning, I saw all these structures and I thought it was unique, and I just picked it based on all the structures to be my node, and then eventually I got in contact with them, and then now here I am talking about it and promoting it for them. So it's something to do I buy secondary? Yes, I did, because when I started out in Cleveland, I don't think there was much at the time to mint. That's why I said there wasn't much to mint, right? So that's why I said that I spent a lot of money in Cleveland to create that treasure map, because I didn't start when Cleveland was already when Cleveland was being minted. I just went in and I just bought, because at that time, let me go and see what I paid for the uh some of the properties there in Cleveland to give you an idea. Because I think every purchase I made was on the secondary market, every single one. All right, so 9,000. So that's what I was paying for a lot of my structures. I mean, a lot of my properties at the time, because I guess they were expanding to other cities at the time, and people were selling off. Right, because there's even a node here. This node, for some reason, I asked about them on Discord, but it never really went anywhere, in a sense where I don't know. There is, but I never really got much into the Edgewater node in Cleveland. I just kind of left that alone. But so here's the prices for what I paid. Yeah, so everything I bought on the secondary market, everything, and I think I paid that price because there was a node here at the time. So yeah, I paid quite a bit at the time just to create my my treasure map. Okay, I've heard effective. Yeah, yeah, it's 80 to 100 properties, right? Let's see how many I have. I think I have 35 in Cleveland. Uh, let's see. Yeah, I have about 37 properties in Cleveland, right? That's why I said I have a lot of gaps, because some of the areas, some of the neighborhoods um were collections. But yeah, that's why I say it's the whole triangle, and having, yeah, 80 to 100. That makes absolute sense, right? Because that means you have a property almost every part of the neighborhood, or the city, sorry, every part of the city, so you're able to save a lot of money, right? Save a lot of money on treasure hunts. But when it really matters and it's really helpful to have a treasure map is when Upland brings out challenges like these, right? So yeah, you only no, I agree with you too on that, because you're not like an avid treasure hunter. There's some guys that are making over 100,000 UPIX, and they're in a lot of them are in tier one cities. They're making over 100,000 UPIX a month in treasure hunting, right? So they're able to make a ton of money on top of earning yield from treasure hunting. So say they make 75 to 130 1,000 UPIX off of yield, and then make another 130 off of treasure hunting, that's pretty nice. You're able to do a lot with that. Like, you can continue and create a treasure map if you need to, if you're able to. But I believe the guys who are doing that do have the 80 to 100 properties uh in whatever city it is to make their treasure maps. So treasure maps are important, especially when you want to do treasure hunt. I don't do it very often. Only when upland have things going on like this, I participate. So this one, Wolf, it goes for 30 minutes. So once you start this treasure hunt, it goes for 30 minutes. Um, and Yeah, you just hunt and respawn. The spawn price is only 10 upix, so it doesn't cost a whole lot, but you still have to pay the visitor's fee. Okay, so I'm in the Creedmoor node. What section are you in? All right, so I'm in Creedmoor. I'm in section 1 and section 3, right? So I'm right here, right between 83rd Street and let's say 243 Road Street. So I'm the third one here from 83rd Street all the way to the end. I'm the third one. So this is section 1 right here. I had come in and bought even more. I didn't know that a node was being built here or what was really going on. I was just confused by all the homes being like that, and I just took an interest to it. And then I bought in later on, maybe not too long after I bought in down here. So I'm at 87th Avenue, right? I have two. So this is section 3 here. On anything below Hillside up to 87th Avenue is section 3. So I'm in section 1 and section 3 in Queens. Oh, no worries, no worries. If you're on a delay, that's okay. Take your time, man. It doesn't matter. I'll still answer your question. So whenever you get the chance to, ask a question, I'll answer it, no problem. So yeah, guys. So really and truly consider a treasure map. Um, if you don't have the UPEX now, don't worry about it. Whenever you're able to generate maybe 300,000 UPEX, and you're in a city that is, I would say, one of a tier 1 city like Manhattan, Los Angeles, and Inglewood, or a tier 2 city like Nashville or Queens, or a tier 4 city. There's no tier 3 cities yet. So maybe the international cities would be tier 3. I don't know. Tier 4, which Cleveland, which is where I started, is a tier 4 city. Las Vegas, New Orleans, and Oakland. And then a tier 5 city is Bakersfield and Detroit, right? So any one of these cities are cities you must consider, because at least they're labeled right now as a tier. So if you can and you're able to get in on these cities, let's see which one of these cities right now would be best. I don't know what the prices are in Nashville, but I don't think too much is happening in Nashville right now for you to try and set up a tier a treasure map there. Let's see Nashville. Let's see what's going on down there. Oh man. Actually, I don't know what the prices are. Let me check. But Nashville is a perfect size to set up a treasure map. Okay, so let's see what the floor is in UPIX. Okay, maybe 8,000. Ooh, it's gonna be okay. So 8,490 is the floor in Tennessee UPIX value. and it's not too many. Most of it's in dollars. So if you have any USD in your account, so after you get to about 8,500 in UPEX, it jumps to 8,900 is the next level up. So um you can use a secondary market like this, but the only problem with it is that it's going to take you a lot of time to figure out where you are, because you want to spread yourself across this map as much as possible, right? So you want to be everywhere, right? Tennessee doesn't. Nashville doesn't look so bad. Each neighborhood is quite massive, so you have to spend quite a bit of UPEX to fill in a lot of these big gaps. Like, let's see. Well, maybe not all of it is property, but it's pretty big. But it's not a bad city that you can get in. Can't see those markups. No way. Sorry, bro. Can't see those markups. No way. I know, but what are you gonna do, man? Saying that's how I did it. I did one city, and I never really tried to do another treasure map because the prices are crazy. Because when you gotta be in that level where you're making 100 time and BS markups that are borderline insane. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? Well, this is the thing I find is that you gotta to do this, you're hoping that one of these cities, like for example, Cleveland, right, is not really a city that many people are necessarily gonna want to go to and just to be there, right? So that was one thing I noticed about Cleveland is that I think I may have came like after I don't remember exactly. I just came in the game and I knew I started in Cleveland. But the thing about Cleveland is it's not one of the desirable cities, right? That's why I kind of stick to it and I set my treasure map up there and I haven't looked to do it anywhere else. I was thinking of doing it in Kansas City, but as you see, Kansas City is not on Upland's list in tiers. So I'm surprised they didn't do which I feel they should have all the cities in different tiers so but I chose Cleveland because I felt at the time it's not going to be the most desirable city where people are actually going to want to go. Maybe Detroit's another city, but that's a tier 5, and the rewards are not the greatest. So you know, it's something to consider. But Cleveland right now is what's working for me. I had set that up from the very beginning when I started the game, and doing the treasure hunt there isn't gonna be. It's not gonna cost me a whole lot to do it. The rewards aren't the greatest, but I'm comfortable if I'm able to find the fireworks chest. I'll be able to. I'm satisfied with what is it, 6,000 or 4,000 UPIX. If I'm lucky enough and I find two of those, I'm happy, right? To get 8,000. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to this tomorrow. Um, it's gonna start quite early. For me, I'm in the Eastern time, so that I'm assuming 6 a.m. is around 9 a.m. my time here. So they're rotating the activation, so not all the cities will be activated at the same time. So it will be tier 1, tier 2, tier 4, and tier 5, but they're all at different times throughout the day to do the hunts. So for me, lucky enough, it's gonna be early. I'll be up early, so I'll be on the leaderboard probably early before the real professionals get in, and just kick me off the leaderboard the leaderboard. So I don't mind, but at least I get an early start. I only buy reasonable markups on secondary market. The higher the markup, the longer it takes to pay off the property. I bought a secondary market. We can know more. Yeah, that's true. That's true. No, that's what I did in Cleveland. I bought everything secondary because I didn't know any better. Like I didn't really understand how the game really worked. So I just bought and I just kept on buying, put in more money in and kept on buying and buying and buying and buying. So yeah, that's how I did it. That's how I did it. And then I ended up with that, but I don't regret it because now when you have challenges like this, I just go to Cleveland and just whatever I'm able to do, whatever I'm able to get, I do it and then I leave after these challenges are over and continue accumulating as much yield as possible. I don't know how much your yield is right now, Wolf Warner, but you got to try and get up to the 100s. You got to try and make 100,000 UPIX or more. I think ideally is between 120 and 150 a month. If you're able to make that per month, you would not necessarily worry too much about the markups, and you'll be able to steadily over time create your own treasure map, earning 150, sorry, 120 to 150,000 UPIX per month. Okay, so Jimmy James. Okay, you love Cleveland. Okay, and he's been hunting. All right, that's good, man. I set up a treasure map there to hunt, but I'm not really that good at treasure hunting. But it's something that I may start up because um things are slow right now in Upland. Not much is happening, so yeah, treasure hunting is the way to go. And treasure. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. I hear you. Yeah. So, but are you make over? Okay, yeah. So you gotta make another 100, man. You gotta find a way to get up to 100. You got to, bro. You have to because once you're at between 120 to 150 a month, when you have these long periods between cities, and if there's a new city that's going to be released that you're interested in, you don't necessarily have to put, if you're going to put money in the game, you don't have to put much. So if you're making anywhere between 120 to 150 a month in UPIX, maybe you can just drop in a $50 in the game and what's it called? Drop $50 in the game, and you have 200,000 UPIX. Like if you have 200 to 250,000 UPIX, in a new city, that's a good start, right? Because when you get in that city, you try and hit a few places that you think are collections. You buy a whole bunch of properties there, and then you just mark them up crazily so you can double or triple your money that you invest in the game, right? And then once you're able, say you put in 250, you're able to buy up 15 properties, and everyone speculated that that street that you bought 15 properties on is a collection, and you can sell, I don't know, you can sell 10 out of the 15, you'll make a ton of money that you won't need to put another dime in the game because of the amount of UPIX you'll be able to make if you're lucky enough or smart enough to figure out where people are going to be buying up properties and want to pay. Yeah, same here. I'm gonna get to you in 1 second. 47 properties I got. Some at Mint, never paid for Spark, and no. Whoa, that's amazing. From Treasure Hunt. That's awesome. That's a patient dude right there. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm going for the chief executive too, man. That's the goal. Like I'm halfway there. I still need like another 5 million upics, and that's one of the reasons. See, Jimmy James is a perfect example of someone who never paid for any spark, right? And I don't know how much money do you make have you made so far in the month of treasure hunting, Jimmy. So I could you could give me an idea of how much you can make treasure hunting, so you don't necessarily have to put money into the game. Because the guys who I see do it, they make a ton, man. So treasure hunting is another way of making it, but it's very time consuming, and you have to be patient. If you're not in a rush, treasure hunting is the way to go, right? Just take your time. I don't know how much upics you need, but if you have 50,000 upics or say 20,000 upics, you should be able to treasure hunt with that, and hopefully earn enough income so you don't have to necessarily kind of float around for a couple of weeks to earn some more upics so you can pay fees, visitors fees and stuff like that. So yeah, so yeah, yeah. So all right. Anything else, guys? Anything that you want to talk about? Anything you want to ask? Not much. Yes, absolutely. It does all add up over time, but you're patient. You're very patient to be able to earn as much spark. And yet you have more spark than me, and I bought spark. You know what I mean? I spent money on spark, and you have more spark than me just treasure hunting. So treasure hunting is very lucrative because spark is not cheap. Okay, spark is not cheap. So you have almost probably what you have more than $1,000. Oh, you're retired. Oh, that's why. That's the key. You got all the time in the world to treasure hunt. That makes sense then. Now I understand how you're able to earn as much spark that you have. So that's pretty cool, man. Yeah, that's good. And it's great that you're into something like this. Um, that's pretty cool. I like that. I really do. That's cool, man. Yeah, you just take your time. You have the time, so you use it wisely and treasure hunt and earn spark. That's great. So that can help. You see, that's the way to do it. You're able to now. You're pretty much building structures. If you put your spark into building structures free at cost, it doesn't matter how long it takes with your 2.87 spark. It doesn't matter because you generated anyways treasure hunting. So that's pretty sweet. I think I will get into the treasure hunting, especially now that they have this thing going on. But it's something I may take on between now and the next city opening. Um, yeah, because I do want to buy more properties in Kansas City. The yields are really good down there. Thanks to Wolf Warner, he was the one who helped me out with that one. Told me about Kansas City, so I've accumulated about 13 properties. I want to be around maybe 25 to about 35 properties there. So because the yields are really good and the proper the homes and stuff look pretty nice. I like the look. I like my properties with a lot of okay. I rent. Oh, see, there we go. Yeah, and I think Wolf does that too. That I haven't dabbled into that yet because I want to try and build some structures and stuff. Because eventually I want to set up a meta venture. So, um, and I want to have properties in multiple cities and multiple neighborhoods, based on the fact that sometimes some cities already 4 or 5 meta ventures going on, and you don't really want to be the sixth because that there's a lot of competition there. So, and that's the thing too. There's a lot of cities that you can find that the competition is very low when it comes to meta ventures, and obviously you want to put your meta venture in those cities because it doesn't matter where your meta venture is. I believe that everyone that's in the game who's looking for whatever it is, hopefully looking for what you're selling, will come. They're willing to go to your city to buy what you have if they can't find it anywhere else, right? So and that's another thing. Yeah, yeah. See, I know. I remember you saying that you do that, Wolf. So yeah. So you guys both do it. Um, I have to get involved in that to see how that all works because I've accumulated quite a few more buildings that I want to put up first. And with Upland having these new structures in the game, I would like maybe one or two of those to be built, even though they're like crazy on the amount of hours to build them. Okay. And nodes. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, see, but you have to build in nodes, right? You got to build structures in nodes. Wolf, question for you. So where's UCC? He's Lone Wolf is looking to get into rent in his Spark as well. So um you guys see if you can chat it out here in the chat so you guys can so Lone Wolf can get in and get involved in that and rent out in the Spark and stuff like that. So yeah, guys, that's great. Oh, I reach. So I'm heading to Cleveland. Let's see. I'm in Chicago right now. Go to the Hyperloop. What? Go to Hyperloop. Okay. Just give me 1 minute. Let me enter this code. 65. Uh, all right. Go. You see on Discord is the best to go and rent your Spark out. Yeah, thanks for that, Wolf. There you go, Lone Wolf. Uh, um, oh, this thing's starting to act up. I've been on here almost an hour now. I didn't think I was going to be here this long, but damn, time is just going by so quickly. It's amazing. 6 minutes to Cleveland. I'll be ready tomorrow. Let's see what this guy's selling. Let's see what's in here. See, look at these prices are very reasonable. Yeah. These are the meta ventures I like. Very reasonable prices here. All right, so is you guys got all the information you need about renting Upix? Put these up quickly. Everyone. That is active there. All right, guys. Thank you once again for coming in. And all you guys that's in the live right now, please hit that like button. I know you guys are already subscribed, but anybody else that's not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share, and thank you for watching another episode of Everyday Upland. It's here to help you guys or just to have a conversation about what's going on in the game. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, Wolf. Thanks, Lone Wolf and Jimmy James. Thank you guys all for coming in. I think there was another person that was here. Maybe that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you guys for watching. Yes, yes. I always try to keep the vibes good, man. Always try to keep it positive, and hopefully we all could be could all be successful. Sorry, in this game and do well. All right, man. You guys have a good night, and I'll see you later. Whoever the fourth person is that just came in, hit that like button. If you missed anything, just rewatch the live. There's a lot of information. Okay, they're gone. All right, guys. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.